My name's Mark Torok, and I've been trading for a little more than a year. I started paper trading almost 2 months before the last MIC meetup. I've been with MIC for that long. I had tried a couple of gurus, let's say, and then I came to MIC within 2 or 3 weeks, found MIC, and I'm so glad I did. And I've been with MIC ever since, and I've just been getting more and more and more involved and realize I haven't touched half the resources, but I'm so pleased with what I've found so far. More with MIC, certainly before I traded any money, I traded with, it was MIC paper trading and then trading with real money. The other people were more paper trading, and I wasn't getting what I needed, and it didn't make as much sense, et cetera, et cetera. So I went MIC, and I honestly looked at their extensive library and said, there's a lot of stuff here, and I spent probably 80 to 100 hours going through the stuff, learning all the education, getting the education, and it's fabulous education. Mentally, I think and I'd heard this last time when I was at MIC. It's the discipline, it's the discipline, it's the discipline, it's the mental aspect. And I didn't believe it because I was fairly successful in my previous life. I retired as a CEO of a $750 million real estate investment trust. I've been general counsel, I've bought and sold businesses, I've done all kinds of things. And it wasn't until I came last year and literally, and this is kind of embarrassing, but I heard them talk about discipline. And I said, I don't need it. And then what happened? I went on my own, and I didn't do what MIC was talking about. I started trading some of the patterns, and they kind of working along, and had some serious losses. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars in losses. Now, luckily, I could handle those because I retired as a CEO. But still, that kind of led me to believe that it really is the mental aspect, and it's a skill that anybody can learn. It's just that they have to take the time to learn it. And that's what's so important about MIC is they're so supportive. They've got so many programs. They've got so many people to help. I don't know of a single member of MIC that if I direct message them, they wouldn't give me an answer or whatever. And I've started venturing a little bit with some other people with direct messages and letting them know, man, that was a great trade. You got in at resistance and it went down, and you got out at support. I mean, that was a perfect trade kind of thing. So I think it's really important to have a community where you can ask questions. I don't ask a lot of questions, but I know that I can get the answers to those questions if I need to. And so that's very beneficial. And while I don't trade like Alex does, I've got my own style. I like it quick. I like 8-second trades. I mean, that 30 seconds, I'm okay with that. Alex takes a longer view. He makes a little bit more money because he's in the trades. It suits my personality. And the nice thing about MIC is it's not just one way. There are people that will help you develop your own style based on your own personality. And I think it's very important to do because I can't hang on to something that long. I get too antsy. I mean, if I'm going to trade longer than 5 minutes, I'm out of the trade. I got to get out of that trade because that trade is not, even if it's a winning trade, I'll get out after 2 or 3 minutes. If it's winning, that's great because, one of the sayings around here is profit, and you'll never go broke taking profit. And so are my winners as big as they could be? No, they're not. I have learned, however, to cut my losses very quickly. So my losses, might be $100, but my wins are thousands. And so I can live with that. I can live with that. Absolutely, because I think there are a lot of reasons, though. Number one is the education that you get. Okay, I think that's very important. You have to be educated. If you're going to do anything, you should be educated. I learned real early, anything worth doing is worth doing well, and you're going to have to learn, et cetera, et cetera. But the other thing is the community and the live trading is where you can learn even more. You can see what other people are doing. Plus, if you're having problems, there is always someone that will help you. I have yet to write a direct message and ask a question where somebody didn't respond and say, think about it this way, think about it that way. What I like about MIC is not only does it have all kinds of different systems, and they probably will disagree. I'm not necessarily sure that MIC is a systems company. It is a discipline company, and emotions and discipline is what's really important in trading. At least that's what I've found. That's what MIC provides, is that opportunity not only to learn but to practice and hone your skills. I think anybody can be a day trader. I think with enough education, which MIC provides, and I think with enough discipline, which MIC also provides through the discipline workshop, through the mentoring, through the one-on-one mentoring. All of that is, in my opinion, far more valuable than just learning a system. Because you can pick up systems on YouTube, kind of thing. If you follow the plans, and if you're disciplined about it, which MIC provides, I don't know how you couldn't be successful, quite frankly. I mean, you got to really screw it up at that point, okay? But I think anybody could do it.